The Arizona desert, 11:47 p.m. The night is quiet, broken only by wind dragging sand across the ground. Then, headlights slice through the darkness. A long line of armored trucks and pickups pushes forward, engines growling as they race toward the United States. This is not an ordinary smuggling run. This is the Sinaloa Cartel, one of the most powerful and violent criminal organizations in the world. Inside the convoy is a massive haul, 2.4 tons of methamphetamine, 500 kilograms of fentanyl, and more than $50 million in cash. The men inside believe the hardest part is already over. The border is behind them. No roadblocks, no resistance, no threat. What they don't realize is that they are already surrounded. This isn't a movie scene. This is a real operation. U.S. forces didn't stop the convoy at the border. They let it pass, not out of weakness, but patience. 7 days earlier, Navy SEALs had quietly moved into a narrow canyon in Arizona, 600 meters long, steep rock walls on both sides, and only one way in and one way out. A perfect trap. Claymore mines were buried beneath the sand, seismic sensors were hidden underground, infrared cameras were tucked into cracks in the rock. High above, an MQ-9 Reaper drone tracked every mile of the convoy's journey in silence. To the cartel, the road felt open. In reality, they were being guided straight into a kill zone. At 1:14 a.m., the first truck entered the canyon. One by one, the others followed. Then, without warning, their radios went dead. Only static. Electronic jamming had cut them off completely. No calls for help, no coordination, no escape. Above them, SEAL Team 6 lay motionless along the canyon ridges, weapons trained, targets locked. The order came through calm and clear. Hold fire. Let them move deeper. Every second reduced the cartel's chances of survival. At 1:21 a.m., the canyon erupted. Claymore mines detonated, tearing through the first vehicles. Steel fragments shredded engines and armored glass. Before the shock could settle, the sky opened up. An AC-130J Ghost Rider unleashed its firepower. Tracer rounds ripped through the night. A 105mm shell slammed into the canyon floor, flipping a truck and setting off secondary explosions. The convoy collapsed into chaos. Gunmen poured out of burning vehicles, firing blindly into the cliffs. From above, SEALs opened fire with precise, controlled bursts. Every muzzle flash below became a target. One fighter raised an RPG, but a single shot from a SEAL marksman dropped him instantly. In that canyon, resistance meant death. Within minutes, the convoy was destroyed, except for one vehicle. A reinforced Ford Raptor still sat near the front. Inside was El Gallo, the cartel lieutenant in charge of the operation. For U.S. forces, he mattered more than the drugs, the money, or the weapons. The objective was clear: capture, not kill. The Ghost Rider adjusted its orbit and fired deliberately close to the truck, cracking the windshield and showering it with debris. El Gallo ducked in panic. For the first time, he understood the truth. He wasn't in control anymore. He was trapped. SEALs descended from the ridges, moving through smoke, fire, and twisted metal. They closed in fast. A precise volley shattered the truck's windows. The door was ripped open, and El Gallo was dragged out, alive, cuffed, and defeated. His encrypted laptop and satellite phones were seized on the spot. 27 minutes after the first explosion, the canyon fell silent. 47 cartel fighters were dead. 19 were captured alive. Every vehicle was destroyed. Tons of drugs, heavy weapons, and over $50 million in cash were seized. But the real victory wasn't measured in numbers. It was psychological. The myth of cartel invincibility was shattered on American soil. The operation proved that the United States doesn't rush. It waits. It watches. And when it strikes, it does so at the moment escape is no longer possible. As the sun rose over the canyon, light fell on burned-out trucks and scattered weapons. What had once been a confident armored column was now nothing but wreckage. And the message was clear. The border is no longer a gray zone. It is a red line. And when the United States chooses to strike,
It does so with patience, precision, and overwhelming force.